Or thousands taking the streets of L.A. for May Day marches all over Southern California, uniting workers and immigrants, many of them taking a stand against deportation. Fox 11's Christina Gonzalez is live for us right now at one of them. There's multiple rallies happening at the same time. Where are you walking right now, Christina?
Well, right now, we just went over the bridge. We are on Los Angeles Street, marching towards downtown Los Angeles. Let me get out of the way so you can see this is one of those groups. They started out at the Mariachi Plaza. Now, this particular group focus is to deal, what they want to talk about really is the whole detention of people from Southern California. Specifically, some of those raids that you have seen at some of the schools. That's something they really wanted to talk about. And so listen to what they have to say about this.
We have an obligation to keep ICE out of our schools. And in fact, for years, whether it was a Republican or a Democratic president, they would say schools are off base. I've never seen federal authorities do this ever in schools. Schools were always a safe zone. And if we're trying to make schools a welcoming and safe place, how would you do this to undocumented children or to kids who are American citizens?
And we're back here live, and you can see that we're marching with people. Now, I have to say, the marches this morning, the march today, they have been very peaceful. There have been no issues with police. Everything has gone as scheduled. This group is planning to get to the Metropolitan Detention Center and rally over there. You also have the march tonight that is going to be happening. Thousands of people, I'm being told, in MacArthur Park. We have another reporter over there. But right now, again, we are marching Los Angeles Street towards the Metropolitan Detention Center. So live between East LA and downtown Los Angeles, I'm Christina Gonzalez. Back to you guys in the studio.
Yeah, interesting to see Randy Weingarten out there, Christina, one of the top teachers union leaders in the country. But does she have any actual evidence of any kids being taken out of a school away by ICE?
No, she doesn't. I mean, and she is, that's why I actually put her on, because I figured you would be very interested in this. And when I saw her, we talked about it. But what she is saying, that just the presence of immigration or any kind of federal authority in any school is enough for them to get involved. And, you know, they don't say that people have been taken, but part of that is because they haven't been allowed in at this point. Now, keep in mind, the feds have been saying that they're going to the schools because they want to check on these kids, because they came into the country as unaccompanied minors without an adult. There's a question as to what exactly they wanted to know because they were never allowed in. And that is the point she's making. Never have immigration authorities or the feds been interested in going into schools in Southern California, and they just don't want it to start now. And again, for this group, it's really, really important. Many of these people have family members who are afraid they're going to be deported. Right. There's a real fear in the community among these people. And at this point, none of them, I couldn't find anybody who could tell me their loved one was, had been taken to El Salvador or anything like that. Not in this group. But as the day goes on, I bet you, probably MacArthur Park, they may have some of those people over there. We'll have to see.
And a quick shout out, Christina, who's your photographer today doing all this while walking and carrying all that gear?
Oh, the amazing James Wolfe. Okay. We have it down to a science, but he, heads off and, credit goes to him because we just marched over the 6th Street Bridge, and that is not an easy thing to do when you're carrying a camera.
No,
so,
that's a
he gets
heavy
the kudos
load.
on this.
All right, workout of the day. Got his 10,000 steps in. All right, thanks, Christina. Thousands of people taking to the streets across L.A. for May Day rallies. We were in downtown L.A. earlier in East L.A. with Christina Gonzalez. Now we go to Fox 11's Christy Fajardo. Christy, where are you walking right now?
We're actually walking past Rampart Station, so we're in Westlake District, and you can see that the march is on the move. It started in MacArthur Park. They're now heading to the Federal Detention Center in downtown LA. And we're told that there's a coalition of 60 organizations here. Today, of course, May 1st is International Workers' Day, and many of the groups here many of the groups here represent workers. Organizers say lives are getting tougher for working class people, whether they're Republican or Democrat, and they say they want more rights for all workers. And of course, this area is heavily immigrant. In fact, as we were making our way down 6th Street, this protest was passing Colombian restaurants, Guatemalan restaurants, also Salvadoran restaurants, and a lot of the people who live here are from Latin America. They're immigrants, and organizers on the megaphone were saying, we are not the criminals. The criminals are in the White House. And we've talked to people here who've come for a variety of reasons. Some say they're here to speak for those who can't speak for themselves. Others, including an attorney, told us that she came because she's worried that immigrants are not getting due process, and she's calling on the administration to follow the law.
I'm actually a lawyer, and I'm just so worried about due process right now. I think the Alien Enemies Act just needs to go. There was a judge's order that he not be deported to El Salvador. They could have deported him to any other country in the world. And why do we even have immigration judges if we're just going to ignore what they say? Like, I think it's a plan to get rid of the whole court system.
And organizers are doing their own traffic control. There are some protesters that are riding ahead on bicycles and actually blocking the intersection as this march makes its way again to the Federal Detention Center. Occasionally, we're also hearing fireworks and also seeing them go off. It's not clear if that's coming from protesters or maybe someone who's nearby. Live in Westlake District, I'm Christy Fajardo. Let's send it back to you.
All right, Christy, and how long is this expected to go?
Not sure. Again, you're walking down to the Federal Detention Center. It started at 4:30, and we're still a ways away, so it could go on for a while.
All right, Christy Fajardo, glad to hear everything is moving safe, and thanks for your report on the move tonight.